Okay, so I have to come to do this video today because I just had a conversation with one of my friends, and she was telling me that she doesn't understand investing and all of that, or why, or what, or how. And I thought to myself, my goodness, I need to make a video on this because she can't be the only person that doesn't know. I mean, if I'm honest, in January, February this year, 2020, I didn't know the advantages of it. And so here is the reason why you should be investing your money in the stock market rather than the bank. Let's go. Okay, so pre-lockdown and COVID and this whole virus, I was aware of the stock market and was aware of trading, but it wasn't in my mind's eye. It wasn't in my day-to-day. It wasn't something that I spent time to look at, spent time to research. I did go to a business university and we did a module on it, but it never really told you how, okay, tomorrow you can start trading or tomorrow you can start investing. And I guess since then there's been leaps and bounds of movement in the whole process of trading. It's become a lot easier. You see nowadays that Robinhood traders are everywhere. It's all over YouTube, and how I made this amount with Robinhood and blah, blah, blah. And so with that, it's become a lot easier. Transaction costs, which is the cost to invest or to trade, has come down substantially. So with that said, I wasn't aware of all of this. I didn't know. I've never had the time to stop and pause, and that's been the fantastic thing of this lockdown for me that I found. And with that, I want to share my journey as I invest and as I'm trading, and the growth that I feel it can generate for everyday people. I guess the first question to ask is, what is investing? And I'm going to go to Google for this answer. What is investing? To invest is to allocate money in the expectation of some benefit in the future. In finance, the benefit of an investment is a return. Okay, that's not so helpful. But quite simply, investing when it comes to the stock market is getting some money and giving it to a company for a proportion of their company, which is known as a share. So for instance, I might have £10 and I go and buy £10 worth of Amazon, or £10 worth of Tesla, or £10 worth of the Marriott Hotel. And in exchange for that, I get one share or a proportion or a share of that company. And as a result, that company then can annually or quarterly pay me a dividend for the benefit of owning some of that company. Not all companies pay dividends or share or money out, because it depends on the growth and the path that company wants to take. But a lot of companies do. The traditional blue chip, strong, well-developed companies do pay out. Apple, for instance, was a one that for many years they didn't pay a dividend. People just held their stocks, so they didn't get a reward in that way. But over time, and obviously their money is now very long, they've started paying out dividends to their shareholders. So the other day, I think I got a payout dividend from Apple, and there's no better feeling when you wake up in the morning, and in particular the app I use, it will tell you, oh, you've been paid some dividends for having shares in this company. So that's one thing that you get when you invest. You get some money back for ultimately doing nothing. So why should you invest in the stock market? Because you get money back for doing nothing. But only if you invest in safe and, fundamentally safe companies. Okay, so the next reason why you should put your money into the stock market versus the bank is the fact that the return that you get from the stock market has historically, at least for the past 100 years, minus, every now and again a minor blip, has been a positive return versus that of the bank. And it's more of a return. Strong companies, fundamentally sound companies, companies that people know and love, like Apple, like Amazon, like Google, these companies all deliver. Their tech they sell to the world. People love these companies. And as a result, they've got a strong foundation, a strong cash flow, a strong money base. Like Apple, I believe they can open their own bank, apparently, with the amount of money that they have in their reserves. And all the information about the companies is available online. You can see their financial statements. Every quarter they release, their sales and their expectations, and there's loads of analysts around giving their opinion and chiming in about what company's good, what company's bad, what's undervalued, and everything. So there's information out there for you to view before you do go and put your money in. And with that, typically, again, over the past 100 years, typically investing in the stock market has led to more return, so more profit on your money than that of the bank. And with the current economic climate, which isn't very good at the moment, obviously, and it's been made worse with coronavirus, the banks aren't paying interest rates. I've got some money in an ISA and it's not giving me much. So I'm now channeling or moving that money into the stock market, where I know I can earn more money. My money can work better for me, give me more return. Another reason that is a great reason for investing in the stock market over the bank is that it's liquid. If you do need to withdraw money from the stock market, you need to get that cash out to use for an emergency or something else, you can do so. You just simply sell the shares, and at the price and the value of the shares at that moment, you sell it at. And if you obviously bought it at a lower price, you'll also gain that profit as well as the dividend that you would have had if you've had it in there for a certain period of time. And then you can use the money, you just pull the money straight out. I know with an ISA, there's different ISAs that you can get, and some ISAs are fixed and you have to keep your money there for a certain period of time before being able to get it out. But you don't really have that with stocks and shares. You can just liquidate, sell the shares, get your money and move on within a few days or hours even, depending on your broker. So you have access to your money quickly. You can make some profit on the money, on the change of the stock, and obviously if you've had the money in the stock for a while, you also get dividends. 3 fantastic reasons as to why you should also invest in the stock market over the bank. Another reason why it's good to invest in the stock market is because it's a fantastic learning experience. Gaining financial education, and what I've learned over the past 10 months from doing this is incredible. And when you do start investing yourself, you will then start on your own journey of financial literacy and education, and you will see how empowering and interesting it is. And I highly recommend, starting on this journey as well. And obviously I'm going to be posting more things that I've read, things that I've learned that can help you in your journey of investing and trading and earning money from the stock market. So yes, another reason for you. Statistically, investing in the stock market, and namely an ETF, which I'll explain in another video, but ETF, exchange traded fund, which is like a group of stocks. So for instance, you could invest in the S&P 500, which includes the top 500 American companies. Instead of just picking one of Apple, you're going to get a proportion of 500 different companies. So it reduces your risk. So if you are just starting out in this trading world and investing world, I'd say get yourself in the S&P 500. It reduces your risk down. You have some exposure to the markets. You get a better return versus the bank, and it's easy. You don't have to do too much research. But obviously, there's different types of exchange traded funds that you could go into. But as a starting point, the S&P 500 is a good place to start. After all of that, if you are now potentially interested in starting to invest some of your money, I'm not saying go in, first things first with, 50,000. You can start with as small as £10, just to get your feet wet. You can do that and then go from there. That's how I did. I first of all put in about £100. I thought, let me try this out. So you can do that also. £100 that you're okay to lose if anything happens, but the thing is, you shouldn't lose. Again, if you go back to making sure you pick sound companies, you'll be fine. Not rich quick schemes, not penny stocks. I'm talking about proper companies that places that you've been to buy from, like Samsung or Apple or Tesco or any company that Pick those. that said, if you are now interested in starting to invest some of your money, there'd be no excuse for you not to try give it a go. So what I'm going to do, in the description box below, you can click the link there. I signed up when I first started with Trading 212, and I found it to be easy. There's an app, you can do it on the website. It's a good and easy starting point for people that are just beginning to trade. So what I'd say is click the link. If you click it, you'll get a free share as soon as you put maybe like £5 into the account, or however much you put in, you get a free share. Then you can play around and you can see some of the stocks. It has like different lists of popular stocks, biggest gainers, biggest losers, and things like that. So it's a good starting point if you do want to start investing. Again, click the link, get a free share when you sign up, when you click the link, and then yeah, come back to watch the next video to see what I've got in my portfolio. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've gained some value and some knowledge, and it really is an interesting thing to invest, and I really want as many people to be woke or to know the advantages of doing so, and how you can get your money to work for you instead of you working so hard for your money. And again, as a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is what I've learned over the past 10 months of investing and trading and learning. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe and like, and it helps me, and then it makes me think that I'm not wasting my time.